Okay, I believe we are alive. Happy Monday, a couple of days after this. Really beautiful, kind of emotional for me at least. Um, Virgo full moon. And I wanted to chat about what I am calling full moon freedom and how to actually play with work with the lunar cycle a little bit, as well as a conversation that might be a bit controversial. I want to chat with you also about using tarot in a more empowered, conscious, mindful way and share some of my thoughts around that as someone who used to be addicted to watching a lot of the tarot videos on YouTube. And I still do once in a while. I think there's some incredible readers, and so I'm not um dissing anyone, but I also want to just dive a little bit deeper on the topic of really doing it from a place of being empowered and mindfulness and not giving our power away to a piece of paper, a picture, and what anything outside of us might be sharing with us. So I want to chat about that and actually pull a couple of cards for the full moon to celebrate for fun, but again, doing it in the way that I want to talk about. But before we do that, I just want to take a moment and just say, if you are stopping by, thank you so much for stopping by. A warm welcome if you're new here. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so happy, over the moon, in fact, that you found your way here. My name is Helena Das, and I have gone from renegade vet to horse shaman to these days, I'm just calling myself an equinepreneur because I'm really passionate about helping equinepreneurs, so women who work with horses, who love horses, who have horses, right, really rise to their full potential in all the ways, in their body, in their health, in their wealth, and beyond. Because at the end of the day, the more that we are self-led for our own vibration, for our own healing process and all the things, right? Not only will the horses, but the planet benefit. And so I'm really passionate about that. I do want to say that if you are new to me, I have been a trailblazing equinepreneur since 1999, again, starting out as the renegade vet, almost 2 decades. And as I embarked on my spiritual journey and my Shiro's journey, if you will, really there have been a number of evolutions of my soul's work. And I've been, since around 2016, I've been helping women all over the world get their sacred, sexy sparkle back, aka their magical mojo, in all the ways, in partnership with what I call lovingly the medicine of the horse, which is a multi-dimensional approach that I channel, that I was given by spirit, that has been a result of my own healing journey to help others heal and feel better at the end of the day, if you want to really simplify it. And so today, I was guided to hop on here a couple of days after the really potent Virgo full moon we had, and let me know if you are lunar sensitive too, and if you felt it. I actually kind of almost felt like it was not only my birthday, because I'm a Virgo sun, and so the Virgo, and I'm lunar sensitive, but there was also like a really huge release and shift for me. And yesterday I was super, super emotional. And I knew I was really purging some big shiz. And so, in a nutshell, full moons, with if we don't even go into the Virgo part, full moons are all about us releasing, right? Reflecting and releasing so we can create space for the new, for our desires, for our goals and intentions, right? And because we have that full moon light, we are often better able to have more clarity, and it will illuminate things that were previously either not clear or hidden. That will help us continue to move forward on our aligned path. So I hope that you have been taking some time or find some time, this week, depending when you're tuning into this in a timely manner, with the full moon vibes. There's typically a window of 3 days before and after where you can really play in the energies for optimal effect, although time is fluid. And if you're drawn to this and you're seeing this a year later, that is so cool too. So, what else do I want to chat about? I want to talk about Virgo for a moment because Virgo is all about healing and health, right? In a nutshell, Virgo is an earth sign. For me, Virgo is earth magic, whether you're using herbal medicine or having your food be your medicine or grounding, with the earth and, connecting with the medicine of the horse to ground your soul. All of these pieces and parts are very much so related to Virgo. And in medical astrology, which is something that when I first discovered there was such a thing years ago, I was really blown away at how accurate it was. Virgo is all about our digestive system and our gut, right? Our gut intuition, as well as how are we assimilating not only information, but life's experiences and events. Are we able to process and integrate them in a healthy manner and really take the gold, the nutrition, the nutrients from whatever it is that we are processing, again, whether it's food that we're ingesting or a particular experience, right? And then release the rest, right? So a really, really powerful time, again, to reflect. And of course, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is very mental, body oriented. A really great time to reflect, slow down and reflect on what's working, what's not working, and where you are now and where you want to be. And what really the big, most helpful thing to do, again, with the full moon vibes, is to release what is not serving and not in alignment with your goals, with your desires. Okay. And so, yeah, so I wanted to just mention that. And I also, by the way, wanted to mention before we talk about before we bring in the unicorns to play, I did want to, and I'm just gonna kind of start shuffling before we get into it because there's some things I want to share, but I do want to mention if you are resonating with the full moon vibes, I do have a time sensitive, if you will, offering to support you to have a full moon breakthrough, because it is, as I shared, because of these cosmic vibes, it is the perfect time to have a breakthrough. And often, by the way, before we have a breakthrough, we can have what is perhaps like a breakdown, right? It might feel like a breakdown, things not working out the way you thought or going as planned, maybe some sort of perceived challenge or struggle, even a meltdown like I had yesterday. And really, it is a purification process, right? Is this breakdown is sort of allowing things to kind of either come to the surface and, disassemble so that we can really have a closer look at, again, identifying what's working and what's not, and where can we release any resistance, any fear, any old limiting beliefs or patterns, whatever the case may be, that are holding us back or slowing us down. And so if you would like to take advantage and catch the wave, right? And ride these cosmic waves, and the Virgo vibes this week, in close proximity to the lunation, which is why this is kind of time sensitive. I will be posting later on the information, and it will be down in the box, but I do have a full moon freedom special to unleash your radiance, and it is actually one-on-one opportunity, which is really rare. I don't do it very often, but because of how potent these energies are, plus we've also been having some solar flares and there's other things going on because these energies are so potent and because of what I was feeling. And I have learned that what is often personal is also universal. Spirit did nudge me to open up a couple of spots, or limited spots, I should say, this week, so that you can work with these energies, right? And catch the wave, to have your full moon breakthrough, if you would like my support to do that in the way that I do. And really also holding space for you and with you, and intuitively tuning in energetically to perhaps, any areas that might be, the energies might feel a little wonky for you. That's one of my superpowers. And of course, it's all done in partnership with my spirit team, which includes the Wind Horse Herd. So that being said, that will be in the box below, and is available through the end of the month if you feel called, if you feel the nudge to get my support for your breakthrough. And yeah, so you can check that all out below. And what I want to chat about and let you know, I'm going to be using the Oracle of the Unicorns by Cordelia Francesca Babs. This is the Oracle deck. And what I want to chat about before we get into this, again, for entertainment purposes only, just for fun and really to maybe celebrate the full moon, I want to really just be very clear around something I feel very strongly about, and that is never, never, never giving our power away to something outside of us. And I share this, I'm passionate about this because I am someone who used to, as I mentioned earlier, be addicted to watching a lot of the YouTube tarot readers. Plus I have at least a dozen decks myself. And there was this, when I was doing it from a disempowered place, I would be looking at the cards, and I would just, if something showed up that either didn't resonate or was disappointing or whatever the case may be, I would get depressed. And I just want to say this because everything in life, whether it's our primary relationships, two-legged or four, right, with our family, our loved ones, our horses, our clients, or whoever, right, and everything outside of us, right, there is, like, what I feel, this holographic loving mirror relationship and opportunity to always look back at ourselves around whatever's showing up in our reality, right? And so if we're playing with cards and a card shows up again, I think it is information. I think it should be taken with a grain of salt. I think it is potential energy. And the most empowering thing that I feel that we can do, if you're someone who likes to, play with the cards or tune into the cards, is actually do it from a place of divine discernment, do it from an empowered place, right? And a mindful place, and actually use it as almost a loving mirror. Use it as I can't think of the word I want, but use it as like a playground, a opportunity to look at what's going on within us when we reflect on, when we look at the card. Not only can we each maybe have our own intuitive insights into whatever card shows up, right? But if we slow down and we also notice, right? Do that practice of noticing what shows up for us when we look at that card, right? Does it excite us? Does it make us happy? Does it make us sad? Does it make us angry? Does anything show up in our body around physical sensations, right? What kind of thoughts, feelings, and emotions automatically show up for you? And for me, that there is the gold. That is what we get to look at if we choose, that is going to empower us to have an insight or shift or heal, and rather than simply point blank looking at the cards, and as I mentioned earlier, like give our power away to something that is outside of us, right? And so I want to I'm going to pull, let's see, how are we on time? I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards. They're telling me 3 cards, one for sort of like an overarching theme, one for like the heart of the matter, and then one as the foundation. Okay. For, whenever you tune into this, and specifically since I am recording it a couple of days after the Virgo full moon, we're kind of tuning into those vibes. And I will, with each one, what I'm going to do is I'll do it with the first one. Well, we'll see how much time we have, but I'm going to invite you to actually pause and reflect and maybe journal or meditate on what shows up for you with the card, as opposed to just taking the card. And I'll go through at least one with you to kind of guide you through the process that I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my thought. Those are my thoughts on the cards on tarot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck, and let's move this over here. I have a little space. Take a sip of water. Okay. And let's see, we are going to pull the first one for the overarching. Oop. Okay, overarching one just flew out into my lap, so we'll have that be the heart of the matter. And it just feels like this one wants to come as well. So I'm gonna put the rest here. And we are going to do this. Okay, interesting. Do reversals here and cycles. Okay, beautiful. So for the overarching theme, we have courage, okay? And I want to invite you, hopefully, to take a look at the card and just notice what comes up for you in terms of your own intuitive insights. And then I'm going to also invite you to maybe even close your eyes and just do a body scan. Notice how your body is responding to this message, this image. And actually, let me read the message to you. Courage, you are safe. Fear is an illusion, and set strong boundaries. Okay. And so inviting you, I don't know how the glare there is, inviting you again to really do a bit of body scan from head to toe and just notice what is showing up for you with any physical sensations. And, feel free to pause this if you need more time, and noticing any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that are showing up for you when you see this card. And this way, instead of giving the card the power, right, you're tuning back within and noticing your own reflection, your own reaction, your own response to the message, to the picture, to the image, to the card. Okay. So that is the first one. And then we have, I love this one, it's so beautiful. We have for the heart of the matter, rebirth. And let me read it for you. It says, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, and create a new reality. And isn't that like so much of what we're doing in this time anyway, with the Aquarian age and all of the change that's going on in the planet? I'm trying to get that to hopefully focus for you. But again, I invite you to pause and reflect on what shows up for you, and trust and allow yourself to receive any messages coming from within you around your own inner guidance, your own inner wisdom, your own intuition. And something that they're also asking me to mention is, and again, feel free to pause this and grab your journal and write whatever's coming through, is also notice if you, for example, have some kind of skepticism or a negative thought or something show up when you receive the message, take note of that. That's important. That information, again, is more important than the card itself. The way your knee-jerk reaction, your subconscious response to the card, to the message, that is the gold. That's the information that you want to work with. And then if it's something that you know is not helpful, is not serving you, is not an empowering way to think about things, right? To view things, then what I want to invite you to do is, write down those thoughts and then reframe it, right? Rewrite it. I mean, exactly what this card is saying, right? Reinvent yourself, rewire your mind, rewrite the story, right? Change the narrative. And that's where I believe you will get the most out of the cards, as opposed to, I don't know, just looking at the cards. So let's look at the foundation. It's called cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles in your body and tune into the moon's magic. How fitting is that? Okay, so again, I love the butterflies there and the moon in the background. And I don't know if that is, yeah. So again, invite you to pause and reflect on what comes through and what messages come through for you. Okay. So I would love to hear if you found this helpful. I would love to hear what you may share down below if you feel like it, what came through for you on any of these cards, what resonated. And again, even more importantly, if you received any kind of inner guidance or clarity by reflecting, scanning your body, noticing the thoughts, noticing the feelings, noticing the physical sensations that showed up for you when you looked at the card. And, you can maybe even just pick one to practice with, instead of all three, perhaps the one that you feel most either inspired by, or conversely, the one that you feel maybe a bit either activated or even triggered by. None of these seemed really to have that kind of energy, but potential. But again, as I shared, if something shows up, like, for example, let me just give you an example. Like, I can remember, again, when I was less conscious and I was looking at the cards, whether I was pulling my own cards or listening to a reader or whatever, I would, for example, if something came out that felt like it had a negative or heavier energy, I would kind of, get like either triggered or angry, and I'd have these thoughts come up that were not really helpful, right? I might have, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. It's so long since I've really been in that place. But what I hope you can get what I'm talking about in terms of really using this as a mirror to look within instead of taking it as this is your fate, this is your destiny, this is what this week brings for you for the full moon, right? That is not, I feel, an empowered way to work with the cards, to work with astrology, any of those things, right? When we're doing that, we're giving our power away. And really what I'm all about for myself and anyone else who is on the journey, right? For us to do and use these tools as just that, as tools, and also to use them from an empowered, mindful way, and really take the time to reflect again and notice your reaction. Notice your, visceral, gut, body, emotional, mental reaction on all the levels. Notice it, write them down. And then that information that you wrote down, that is where you want to look at whether or not the thoughts and the feelings and, whatever came up for you. Well, the thoughts, obviously, you would rewrite them. As far as the emotions and the energetics, that's where having some tools and practices to shift them, whether it's like maybe doing some guided breath work or tapping or whatever the case may be. And by the way, I have created a really powerful modality which weaves the two together, called abatherapy, which stands for AcuBreath Alchemy. But anyway, really consciously, intentionally shifting the energy or the vibes that came up. If you feel that they are not helpful, if you feel maybe fear come up, or nervousness or something, if you're happy and it's, a happy, everything feels good with the cards and your reaction, then celebrate, right? Celebrate and let it be let not the card, but let your inner reflection be the affirmation that perhaps you're looking for, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I just felt called for some reason to just, share about using the cards in that way. And like I said, just celebrate a little bit for the full moon. So I'd love to hear what resonated, how this landed. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And don't forget, my Full Moon Freedom Unleash Your Radiance special is on this week through the 1st of March. So check it out if you're feeling the nudge. And until next time, ciao for now. Namaste. Bye.